Do you want to be ahead of the game for the latest in arts, music, cuisine, and entertainment across the Middle East's most dynamic capital cities? Al Monitor is proud to launch our City Pulse newsletters, focused exclusively on local news, starting in Riyadh, Dubai, Istanbul, and Doha. Each week, our on-the-ground writers in these cities cover the latest cultural happenings and trends, so you have everything you need to know for the best local experiences. To subscribe for free, go to almonitor.com, that's al-monitor.com, and sign up on our newsletter page.
The leadership of the IDF believes that there is a potential that Gaza will become Israel's Vietnam. They say that we cannot achieve any other goals fighting a few more months that we did not already achieve in the last 20 months. We killed all the leadership, all the commanders, 25,000 terrorists. We destroyed most of the infrastructure. So what else do we need to do?
Welcome back to the Al Monitor Brief. From New York, I'm Adam Lucente. Israel's Security Cabinet approved a plan on Friday to seize Gaza City as part of ongoing efforts to defeat Hamas in the enclave and free the hostages. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said on X that the plan is not to occupy Gaza, but rather to free the Strip from Hamas and establish a civilian administration that is run by neither the militant group nor the Palestinian Authority. The plan is opposed by much of Israel's military establishment, as well as large swaths of the Israeli public, partly due to concerns it could endanger the hostages. The plan was unsurprisingly condemned by the PA and regional states, but more notably, Germany, one of Israel's strongest partners, said it would be halting arms exports to Israel that could be used in Gaza over the decision. The position of U.S. President Donald Trump is less clear. The American leader has expressed concern about the humanitarian situation in Gaza in recent weeks, but on Tuesday said the decision to take over the Strip is up to Israel. In this episode, we hear from Al Monitor's Ben Caspit in Tel Aviv. Ben takes us through why the military establishment opposes the plan, comparing it to the Vietnam War, as well as the domestic political motivations behind Netanyahu's move, and who exactly could run Gaza if not Hamas or the PA. Later, we'll hear from Al Monitor's Rina Bassist in Paris on the significance of Germany stopping the weapons exports, her upcoming interview with former Israeli ambassador in Berlin, Jeremy Issacharoff, and how Netanyahu's cabinet views the U.S. position on the Gaza City plan. Hope you enjoy. Ben, thanks for coming back on the Al Monitor Brief. Why is the Israeli military leadership opposed to the plan to take over Gaza City?
Yes, Adam, the military leadership in Israel, especially the Chief of Staff, General Eyal Zamir, that was nominated by this government, so it's difficult for them, to say he's a different guy that was nominated by the previous government. It's their man. And he opposes this plan because he said, first and foremost, we can hurt the abductees. We can kill accidentally the hostages, because the IDF is supposed to act and to fight in the enclaves where he did not do it till now, because we have intelligence that the hostages are kept there. I'm talking about Gaza City, certain places in Gaza City, the Muasi area, and of course the refugee camps in central Gaza. But it's not the only reason. The main reason is that the leadership of the IDF believes that there is a potential that Gaza will become Israel's Vietnam. They say that we cannot achieve any other goals fighting a few more months that we did not already achieve in the last 20 months. We killed all the leadership, all the commanders, 25,000 terrorists. We destroyed most of the infrastructure. So what else do we need to do right now? It's a lot more sophisticated and clever to act from outside, especially when we go on paying such a high price in the blood of the soldiers, the international legitimacy, and even money. It's billions and billions of shekels funding everything. And right now we have to fund as well the humanitarian aid into Gaza. So why doing all this if we can just hold, cut our losses, and call it quits?
And Ben, what is Netanyahu's goal with this plan to seize Gaza City?
Netanyahu's goal in this plan is the same goal that I'm talking and writing about all the past years: earn time. He knows that he's not going to conquer the Gaza Strip. What the cabinet approved is a modular act that will start encircling and having a siege on Gaza City. Then, if it's not working, go into the city and take it. Then, if it's not working, go to the central camps and then go to the Muasi. It can take months. And it's actually an ultimatum. It's actually another try by Netanyahu to bring Hamas back to the table and maybe negotiate another Witkoff plan, partial deal, in order not to lose the extreme side of the coalition, because most of all, Netanyahu is worried not about the hostages, not about peace and war, about his coalition. He cannot stop the war, so he needs time. So he's supposedly go to conquer all the Gaza Strip. It's a declaration that will be followed by acts, but limited acts. In meantime, Netanyahu earns his weeks and months towards the 2026. He wants to meet the original date of the election, not one day before.
If not Hamas or the Palestinian Authority, then who does Israel want to govern Gaza?
This is the most important question, because Israel says no Hamas and no PA, no Palestinian Authority. There is nothing in Gaza that is not Hamas or PA. So what can we do? Israel was not able to create a mechanism, a model, something that will be able to come into Gaza and take the keys and govern the place. There were many plans, the Egyptian plan and many other plans, an Arab coalition with NATO, with the Americans. Nothing happened. Nothing was done. And actually, right now, what is Netanyahu saying in the last interview to Fox News is we want to give it to an Arab force that will not threaten us, or someone that will be a civil engineer or so, a technocrat, that will be able to govern Gaza. It's all words without any content. There is no solution to this question, and this is the reason we cannot say we won, because if Hamas stays there, we lost.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this short break.
Today's transformation of the Middle East is at the center of global geopolitics. Whether you're an analyst, diplomat, executive, or academic, you need the best reporting and analysis to understand what's really happening on the ground and what it means for the world. Al-Monitor is the award-winning independent leader in Middle East news. From Riyadh to Beirut, Abu Dhabi to Doha, and Baghdad to Tehran, our team of over 100 expert journalists report daily on the top stories driving the regional trends. Download our mobile app and subscribe to Al-Monitor to follow what leaders and decision makers are reading every day. Go to almonitor.com, that's AL-MONITOR.com, and use promo code POD25, POD25, for a discount.
Rina, thanks for coming back on the Al-Monitor Brief. What is the significance of Germany saying they will stop arms exports to Israel that could be used in the Gaza war?
Listen, Adam, I spoke this morning with Jeremy Sakharov, who is now retired but used to serve as Israel's ambassador to Germany. And what he said is that Israel should take this announcement extremely seriously. Over the years, we all know about the historic, traditional, very special relationship between Israel and Germany, and we can consider Germany as the second most important, I think, strategic ally of Israel after the United States. And over the years, and especially, I think, since the years of Angela Merkel, since she was a chancellor and since she came to Israel, she visited Israel in 2008 and addressed the Knesset. And since then, we've seen that German politicians and especially German leadership was always extremely careful to address all of their concerns. And they have had concerns over the years. If we talk about the West Bank, for example, They addressed their concerns discreetly or personally, directly to the Israeli leadership, not going so much public. In the last few months, we have seen some change in that, with Germany joining condemnations of Israel of the war in Gaza, joining France and other European countries. And now, in fact, Germany was the first country to announce that it was taking a concrete step, a concrete sanction against Israel over the decision of the Security Cabinet to launch, to take over Gaza City. So this announcement is very serious, and we might even talk about a certain shift in this long traditional position of Germany to keep all of these concerns inside the house, so to say.
And Rina, how does Netanyahu view the U.S. position on Gaza currently? Is there any concern in his cabinet that Trump might turn against this plan to occupy Gaza City?
I'm sure he is concerned, but first of all, we have to understand what exactly is the position of the Trump administration on this plan of Netanyahu, and that is not completely clear because President Donald Trump first he said, "Oh, it's for Israel to decide. I'm more preoccupied with the humanitarian issue," and then there was J.D. Vance who said we have some disagreements with Israel, but we agree on the objectives, on the goal of the war. So we are not so sure. The Trump administration did not stand firmly for the moment against this plan of Netanyahu to take over the Gaza Strip. I don't think that his far-right ministers are preoccupied by the American position because they have been pushing all along also against any humanitarian aid to Gaza. And we know that this is a very sensitive point for President Donald Trump. But I do think that for Prime Minister Netanyahu, of course, he is concerned. So we have actually heard some of his associates saying before the decision was taken, they were claiming that the Trump administration gave a green light for this military operation. I would be a bit surprised if really Netanyahu got such a carte blanche to go and conquer all of the Gaza Strip. I think Netanyahu is enjoying the ambiguity that we see for the moment. He will continue until and if President Donald Trump will tell him stop.
Thanks for listening to the Al Monitor Brief. Be sure to follow Al Monitor for more on the stories impacting the Middle East. Until next time, I'm Adam Lucente.